Council meeting Monday, June 11th, 2018, to order. Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Here.
Ferrari.
Here.
Waldorf. Here. Lukosius. Radke. Sapienza. Payton. Ballard.
Please rise for the pledge. Okay, we don't have any public comment cards filled out on agenda item.
No, Your Honor.
No presentation. Do we have a motion to receive the minutes, place on file?
So moved, Your Honor. Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Do we have a motion to receive the financial reports and place on file?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor. Have a motion and a second. Receive the financial reports, place on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Do you have a motion to receive the activity reports and place on file?
So moved, Your Honor.
Have a motion and a second. Receive the activity reports and place on file. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Move on to committee reports. Finance Safety Services, Chairman Putoff.
Alderman Radke, would you handle disbursements this evening?
Yes, Your Honor. Total disbursements for June 13, 2018 is $1,545,266.45. I move that this report be received, placed on file, the bills paid in the usual manner.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second. Receive the disbursements, place on file, and pay the bills in the usual manner. Is there any discussion? Have a roll call. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Payton.
Aye.
Ballard.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Tonight, Your Honor, on the agenda, we have a motion to approve the investments of $1.2 million in certificates of deposit with maturities between 36 and 52 months, rates between 2.1 to 3% within FDIC insurance limits. I will ask Treasurer Jackson Powell to update us on this transaction.
We decided to go to fill out our ladder with the liquidity we have right now in the CD market, because the CD market is leading the agency market, and for the municipal bond market, the yields, the spread wasn't there to consider going into municipal bonds at this current time.
Okay, thank you. That is a motion I made.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the investment not to exceed $1.2 million in certificates of deposit. Is there any further discussion? Have a roll call. Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Payton.
Aye.
Ballard.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Alderman Payton, would you update us on the Illinois small business?
Tonight we have a motion on the agenda to approve a $10,000 contribution to the Illinois Small Business Development Center at Star Rock Community Alliance. I spoke with Amy Lambert last week, and I'd like to table this. We're waiting on their annual report.
Okay. We'll table that and see what finance wants to do at your next meeting, and see if we'll put it back on at our next council meeting.
Thank you.
Tonight for council approval, we have a motion to approve a $3,000 annual membership to Illinois Valley Area Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development. Any discussion on this matter?
I'd just like to ask the mayor, do they help you out, Mayor? And
Yeah, we're in discussion with them quite often. Yeah, it's worth it for the $3,000.
Okay, I will make that motion.
and then
Go ahead.
Alderman Radke.
The second is from Alderman Radke. Okay, is there any discussion? Have a roll call. Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Payton.
Aye.
Ballard.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Tonight we have on the agenda a motion to approve a $5,000 contribution to Illinois Valley Food Pantry. This contribution is for a capital campaign that the food pantry is on right now for freezers and refrigerators. They have a goal of $40,000 from the community. In discussing this with a variety of members on the Finance Committee, again, it's always worthwhile to help out the food pantry. And again, this is a one-time donation towards them, so they can meet their mission throughout the community. Any other questions or anything else? So I'll make a motion to approve that, Your Honor.
I will second that, Your Honor.
Have a motion and second to approve the $5,000 contribution to the Illinois Food Pantry. Is there any further discussion? Have a roll call, clerk call the roll, please.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari. Waldorf. Lukosius. Radke. Sapienza. Payton. Ballard.
Motion approved. Anything further from finance?
That's all we have, Your Honor.
Okay, public services, Chairman Waldorf.
Thank you, Your Honor. Before I move to the agenda items, I'd like to ask Mike Perry from Chamlin's to give us an update on the grant that we received this last week to extend from Donlar to Plank Road.
Yes, City Engineer Eric Carls just wanted me to be very brief. We did actually already have our initial kickoff meeting with IDOT last Thursday with the Federal Highway Department as well as the state. And it's going to be a 3-year project. This year will be right-of-way and land acquisition. Next year will be the end design of the roadway. Next year will be roadway construction while they're designing the rail. And then the third year, 2020, will be the rail. But it's a $4.4 million project, as I think you've all read, with the city only having to kick in $700,000. So it's all been very positive and quick out of the gates. And he'll have a full report in 2 weeks.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
So moving on to the agenda items, I would like to make a motion to authorize the city engineer to seek bids for the demolition of the former CVS property.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and second to authorize city engineer to seek bids for the demolition of the former CVS property. Is there any discussion? Have a roll call, clerk call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari. Waldorf. Lukosius. Radke. Sapienza. Payton. Ballard.
Motion approved.
Alderman Sandbrine, Sapienza, please.
We got a grant finally for that.
Yeah, so the grant is actually a 75-25 grant with the, for the mitigation program for FEMA. So we would be on the hook for 25% of the total cost of the project, and the grant is expected to be about $459,000.
I'll second that motion, Your Honor.
Have a motion second to authorize the engineer to seek grants for the flood wall. Any other discussion? Nice to see that you have patience all the time. It's only 5 years. Okay, any further? Okay, we better take it. So we can move on to the next one. Call the roll, please.
Alderman Putoff. Ferrari. Waldorf. Lukosius. Radke. Sapienza. Payton. Ballard.
Motion approved.
Actually, Mayor, I still remember, I think you and I took a boat ride down Water Street that night. Well, Water Street was actually Water Street that night at about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. A couple of the guys from the River Rescue.
I remember it. I remember that we probably shouldn't have did that. It was an easy trip downriver, and coming back, we needed oars plus the motor.
Well, that was a record flood, and
Okay, I'll make a motion to authorize the city engineer to seek bids for Center Place improvements.
I'll second that.
A motion second to authorize city engineer to seek bids for Center Place improvements. Is there any discussion?
What are they?
Yeah.
The project initially was a bank stabilization project where you're losing the curb and part of the pavement up on the north side of the stadium, LP Stadium. It evolved into also water main replacement and a complete curb and gutter and street overlay project. So it's a pretty lengthy, about 1,000 feet of overall improvement, probably in the $350,000 range, but it will take care of all those problems.
And it's sliding.
Yep.
Yeah, the bank is sliding.
Right.
So we have motion second. If there's no further discussion, we'll have a roll call, clerk call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Sapienza. Payton.
Aye.
Ballard.
Aye.
Motion approved. Anything further from the public service?
Just a question, does that include the guardrail?
Yes, it does.
Public services, Your Honor.
Okay, report city attorney, ordinances, resolutions.
Yes, Your Honor, report from the Planning and Zoning Commission concerning the petition of Christopher Dudak and Sarah Morganson seeking a continuation of a non-conforming use and structure for the property 1131 Center Street in Peru, which was originally the Luna Nova, and then after that the Riverview, and it's been out of operation for some time now. And the petitioners have done extensive improvements to the property, and were unaware, they say when they purchased it, that it was a non-conforming use and structure at that time. Testimony said they've made the building ADA compliant, both for ingress, egress, and also enlarged ADA compliant relocated restrooms. They stated they hope to open this summer, and that they are presently unsure whether or not they will rent out the upstairs residential unit. The commission recommended that the property be favorably recommended for the extension of the non-conforming use and structure. 4 members aye, Bederstedt nay, and 1 member absent.
Your Honor, I will make a motion to receive the minutes of the public hearing and place them on file.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to receive the minutes, place on file, and is there any other discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved.
We have an appropriate ordinance, property 1131 Center Street, which is Lot 5 and Block 10, together with the contiguous vacated Plain Street, is allowed to continue as a non-conforming use and structure as a tavern, restaurant, residential apartment as variances, section 9.03 of the zoning ordinance.
Your Honor, I'll make a motion that we grant the ordinance as written and read.
I'll second.
A motion and a second to approve the ordinance as written and read. Is there any discussion?
Your Honor, I just wanted to state that I don't typically agree with the non-conforming use in the residential area. However, this area does look like it's probably not zoned appropriately for a residential area, and there's really no neighbors or anybody affected by opening this business, so I will support it on this issue.
Anybody else? Okay, we'll have a roll call. Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Payton.
Aye.
Ballard.
Motion approved.
So the next two, the first is a resolution to enter into an agreement for the administration and coordination services for an Illinois Emergency Management Agency pre-disaster mitigation grant on behalf, and the second is a resolution authorizing the signature authority for the Illinois Emergency Management Agency. So we'll get a combined motion on these.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the resolutions as written and read?
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Okay, well, roll call, quick call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Payton.
Aye.
Ballard.
Motion approved. Okay, do we have any, I was just thinking about the the tavern that the Dudek, that Chris and Sarah are in here for. I don't know if there's anybody in this room that remembers it anything but a tavern. Oh, okay. Okay, proclamations, no?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody with unfinished business? Okay, anybody else? Any unfinished business?
I got just a question. I know Eric's not here, but today's the 11th. When, any word on the splash pad, grand opening, or anybody know?
We're still looking, for the 18th?
Even the week of the 18th.
The week of the 18th.
Final, start items this week.
So we're gonna possibly work that out for like Saturday, for all the aldermen can possibly be there, or are you gonna have it during the week?
I don't know.
Well, I think,
If it's a Saturday afternoon, all of the aldermen can be there.
That's what I'm
Saturday
saying.
morning.
That's what I'm saying.
I think the sod, got watered well over the weekend.
We'll bring you up, Mike.
There were still a couple of features that were gonna be arriving this week to go in.
They'll be out working, replacing hoops and busted.
They did a lot of flowing today with them. It was running, they were trying to look at the directional of some of the nozzles. They probably spent 3 hours on it this afternoon working on just the fine tuning it, so. We still got some bugs we're working out of it, and then we'll get going.
Okay, any new business? Petitions, communications?
One more old business, just a reminder to the media. We don't have many members of the public here today, but through the IMEA, we have LED light bulbs that we're giving away at the clerk's office, 4 packs for residents. So, nothing to it, just show your proof of Peru residency and grab your light bulbs. Stop in.
Okay, petitions, communications?
First one, communication from Glacier Peru LLC requesting a sign variance for the property located at 4341 Venture Drive.
Do I have a motion?
I move that we refer that to zoning and planning.
Have a motion and a second to receive communication, place on file, and turn over to planning zoning for review and recommendation.
Do we know what they're asking for specifically?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it. So,
This is the site.
okay, all in favor, signify by aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carried.
The next is a communication from Ron and Amy Marini requesting a variance for the property located at 1902 Plain Street.
I'll make a motion that we refer that to planning and zoning. Second.
That's for a shed or structure on the property.
For a pool and a fence, isn't it?
Size-wise? So the shed must exceed...
6. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, signify by aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carried. Anything further? No. Public comment. We have any public comment? Anybody? OJ, Chris, Sarah, anybody? No?
Any public comment? Here for July 3rd now? Don't shake your head, Sarah. It's an earning night.
Okay.
Suggestion for the next meeting, requesting closing the street for the fireworks.
Yeah, actually, that street's their property.
Yeah, that's a vacated, Plain Street is vacated. North-south, 45 feet. So they have their lot plus that portion there, half of vacated. I mean, no, it's been that way since before me, so that's a long, it's even before Sapiens.
Oh, okay. Motion to adjourn? A motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.